YouTube, what is going on? Back with my latest video. So today I just want to do a special little version of Speculation Saturdays where I'm going to discuss all the upcoming pops from San Diego Comic-Con. So I'm going to break them into 4 different categories as far as what my speculation is going to be for as far as the price is going to go. And yeah, I think it's going to be fun. I'll give my thoughts on the pops as well. And yeah, let's get right into it. Here we go. Alright guys, so before we get into this video, please smash that like button down below. Let me know you guys are enjoying these videos, and as always, if you're not already subscribed to my YouTube channel, hit the subscribe button down below as well so you're updated to my most recent content, and hit that bell notification so you're alerted as soon as I post a new video. So if this is your first time watching this segment of Speculation Saturdays, what I normally try to do is give my best guess and my opinion on what pops I think will go up in the future. But since San Diego Comic-Con is upon us, coming up on, I believe, July 22nd and 23rd, I decided that I wanted to give my opinion on each and every single pop from San Diego Comic-Con and give my best guess on how I think the price is going to eventually shake out on them, because I know a lot of people love to speculate on these con exclusives and you know, see if they get a Grail in the future. So we're going to start with the most obvious one, the Black Lightning. This one's going to be a show exclusive. A lot of people have asked what that means, and my best guess is going to be the same way that the Emerald City Comic-Con pops were handled, whereas the people who bought tickets to San Diego Comic-Con are going to get emailed, and they'll get first dibs on which pops they want to select first, and that one will be included as one of those pops. So eventually, if it's not sold out all to those people, which it is a 3,000 piece limited pop, it's going to be available on the Funko shop on the 22nd, I believe. Now that pop is going to be very, very hard to get. If you try to get the Indiana Jones or the glow-in-the-dark Lockless Monster, you would probably know that that's going to be the same case with this. It's going to sell out very, very quickly, and I can definitely see this pop going up in value pretty substantially. Black Lightning was definitely a cool TV show and cool comic. Definitely one I'm hoping to get my hands on, but I don't have much hope. This is going to be the most expensive pop, I believe, from this Comic-Con, just due to the sheer limited number of the pops. So if you're looking to get any pop from this convention, try your hand with getting that, but best of luck to you. So up next, this pop right here, the Iron Bob. When I saw it on Funko's thing, I didn't realize what For Your Entertainment was. I can't be the only one out there who didn't know FYE actually stood for something, but apparently stands for Your Entertainment. But this pop, the Iron Bob, I think is going to stay at retail. So I'm gonna break these pops all into different categories: below retail, retail, slightly up above retail, or Grail status. So this one I definitely think is gonna stay around the same price it was at retail, about the $15 price point. I don't think it's gonna be one that people are really looking forward to. I know Jay and Silent Bob have a bit of a cult following, but nothing enough that I think is going to move the needle for this pop to be a future Grail or anything like even above average. I think it's going to stay around that $15, $18 mark for a very good long time. Cool looking pop, but not for me. Up next, we have the Walgreens Wade Wilson. So again, I think this pop is going to stay around retail. Wade Wilson is, you know, Deadpool. A lot of people love Deadpool, but there's too many of them out there. And if history shows anything, Walgreens exclusives don't tend to go up too much in value. I think they end up getting a lot of stock. And this Wade Wilson, I don't think is going to make anything change and anything different. I think this one's going to hover around the $15 to $18 mark and pretty much stay there. A lot of people that I've seen have liked this pop, but I don't think it's going to be something where the supply is lower than the demand. I think it's going to be enough for everybody that wants to get this one. So up next, we have the Entertainment Earth Pops, the Ra's al Ghul and the Invader Zim Pop. So I was actually excited to get both of these. I will be trying to get both of these, and I don't think it's going to be too hard at all to get either of these two pops. These two pops will most likely be available FYE in the future as well if they don't initially sell out. It seems like they eventually make their way into FYE stock. So if you don't get them, if Entertainment Earth sells out quickly, definitely check your FYE store in a few weeks and they may be there as well. But again, I think these ones are going to hover around retail. There's a huge following for DC and Batman. I think it's the first Ra's al Ghul pop. but you know, Entertainment Earth Pops don't normally go up too much in value, so I don't think these are gonna be too much different. And then Invader Zim Pop, my favorite Nickelodeon show of all time. There's a lot of Zims out there. I don't think this one's gonna be one that people are going to flock too much to. I think they're both gonna be very, very easy to get, so I wouldn't waste your time I wouldn't spend too much time trying to get these over some of the other Pops. Up next, we have the Target Pops. We have the, I guess it's like the Hugh Hefner Stan Lee and the Cyborg Superman. Neither of these Pops, well, I won't be getting either one of these Pops. I do not like Superman at all. A lot of people get on me about that, but I think he's the worst superhero of all time. But a lot of people like the Cyborg Superman, and the Stan Lee has always seemed to do well as well. I definitely see both of these going for slightly above retail, maybe being like a $25, $30 pop in the future. A lot of people love Superman, and a lot of people do like this Pop just because it's a cool looking one. And Stan Lee Pops always seem to go up a little bit in value. So definitely could see these both being like a $25, $30 Pop. Nothing too out of the ordinary. Like I said, I like the Stan Lee Pop. I don't really need more than one in my collection. The ones I have are fine. And yeah, they're pretty cool looking, but I don't think they're gonna be too expensive in the future. Up next, we have the Amazon Pops. We have the Captain Marvel and the Red Sith Trooper thingy thing. I don't know what it is. I don't watch Star Wars. But that one's, I think, is going to actually go up in value just because the old one from, I think, San Diego Comic-Con last year ended up being like a super grail. I think it's like an $800 Pop now. Definitely could see people buying this one up thinking it's going to be the same way, and it's going to artificially inflate the value no matter how much the stock is. So I could definitely see that one going for slightly above retail, maybe being a $35, $40 Pop in the future. That Captain Marvel, I think, is going to sit. I think it's going to be a $10 Pop or $11. It might be slightly below retail, but that's one I think is going to sit there forever. The Captain Marvel Pops don't seem to do well at all. There's none of them that have gone up in value. That one's gonna stay on the shelf. I wouldn't waste your time getting it unless you were a huge Captain Marvel fan. And even then, I would wait for a discount because I think it's going to still be there. And keeping that same theme going, the Best Buy Pop, I don't even know what it's called. It's that witch looking thing. I'm sure you guys know what it is. It's from some video game that I've never heard of. That one's gonna stay on the shelf. I don't see that one being one that sells out. You know, initially, I think Best Buy does sell out their Pops because I think they put a small wave out there and eventually it keeps restocking and restocking and restocking. So if it does sell out initially, I would pump your brakes. It's going to eventually restock. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong, but I don't know anything about this Pop. I could be completely wrong, but I think that one's going to sit on the shelf. All right, so next we have the box lunch exclusives. We have the Alien Remix Kevin and also the Yzma as Cat from Emperor's New Groove. These both feel to me like retail Pops. A lot of people are excited about the Kevin Alien Remix, but I don't think it's going to be too much. I don't think the demand's gonna outweigh the supply. I think it's gonna be plenty for everybody. I was kind of disappointed by the last two box lunch releases. New York City Comic Con had Millhouse. That one sold out, didn't sell out at all. I think it was still available for a very long time. Box Lunch only got one last time and now two this time, which is pretty surprising. Box Lunch normally gets multiple Pops, so it kind of sucks that they didn't get more. I think a lot of these rumored Pops that they were talking about getting were canceled due to the pandemic we're dealing with, so this is definitely a smaller list for San Diego Comic-Con as far as Pops are concerned, as we usually have. But the Kevin Pops is cool. I'm gonna pass on it just because I don't need all those aliens. Once you have one, you feel like you have to have all of them, and I'm not going down that rabbit hole. But the Yzma with Cat, I think, is really cool as well. But both of them, I see them hover around the $15 to $18 mark. Nothing too expensive, cool Pops, but nothing to move the needle too much. Alright guys, so we're getting to some good ones now, the GameStop Pops. So for GameStop, we have the Glitter Mr. Freeze, we have the 2-pack Sonic Pop, we have the Flock Vulpix, the Hello Kitty Robot, and then the 10-inch Thing. So all the Pops to me look pretty cool, but the one I think is going to end up being the Grail is that Sonic 2-pack. It's very, very nice. A lot of people like it, and I think it's extremely well done. The other Super Sonic, I think it was Knuckles Pop from E3, ended up being a Grail. I can see this one being the same case, especially having two Pops in there. The 2-packs normally do pretty well, and I can definitely see this one being a future Grail, being like an $80 to $100 Pop. I also think Mr. Freeze will end up being slightly above retail, by being like a $25 Pop as well. The other three I see being pretty much retail. No one's really seems to be jumping on the Flock Pokemon bandwagon. I know a lot of people like them, but they're not really going up too much in price. And the Hello Kitties is cool, it's cute, kawaii, but it's not going to really go up too much in price. And then the 10-inch Pops never seem to go too much up too much either. So definitely one to look out for would be Mr. Freeze and the Sonic 2-pack. Alright, so up next we have the Toy Tokyo Pops. I think Toy Tokyo is going to do what they've done the last few times they've had exclusives. They're going to bundle them all together, so you're probably going to have to buy all of these together. But the ones I think are going to be the expensive ones are the Scaramouche and the Clawful and Blast Attack. I think those all will be about $30 to $35 pops. Maybe them going up sometime in the future, depending on how much the stock was. That Steve guy, I've never heard of him. I don't know who he is at all. I feel like he's gonna have the same treatment as like the Witchy Poo and Kling and Clang did for the last bundle that they did. I feel like a lot of people are trying to get rid of him. He'll be very, very cheap, and the other ones will go up in value. I think the last time Toy Tokyo did a bundle was like a $90 pop, a $90 bundle. So I think you're probably gonna get $30 each out of these just to kind of make up your money for the people trying to get rid of that Steve. So just my opinion, he may be a super famous guy. I just never heard of him, but I haven't seen too many people talk about him. So I definitely will keep your eye out for the other three, and definitely ones I'm excited to get into my collection. Master Universe is one of my favorite lines to collect, and that Samurai Jack pop is really, really dope. It's gonna look really cool next to the Aku and Samurai Jack pop I have in my collection. So definitely ones to keep your eye out for, and definitely can see them going for above retail in the future. All right, so next we have Hot Topic, which I think has the most solid line of any store that has these exclusives. So every single one of these pops I am going to be getting for my collection. We have the Super Saiyan God Goku, the Bakugo and Hero costume, and the greatest pop from this whole San Diego Comic-Con wave, the teleporting Nightcrawler. So all three of these pops I definitely see being ones to pick up right away, but I don't think they're going to be too expensive. I think all of these are going to be for about 25 to 30 bucks. That Goku has potential to go up more just because a lot of people don't have the original Super Saiyan God red-haired Goku. But I don't think it's going to go too much higher than that. Maybe at least maybe a $35 pop in the future. Hot Topic tends to get a lot of stock in, and they also tend to restock a whole lot. So definitely ones to keep your eye out for. I think they're all going to restock or sell out initially, but I think eventually over time they're going to restock them. So definitely try to get your hands on them as quickly as possible, and definitely ones I think you should hold on to the future. The Nightcrawler pop, I honestly, as much as I like it, don't think it's going to be anything more like a $25 pop. Hopefully I'm wrong, and hopefully it comes up a Grail one day, because I think it's a really cool looking pop. But all three of these I see hovering on the $30, $35 mark. All right, so next we have Walmart. So Walmart is actually has three pops this time. All I think are pretty lackluster, to be completely honest with you. We have the Fortnite pop. I don't know what he is. It looks like a blue jello thing. We have Marty McFly, and we have Recyclops. So I'll be getting the Recyclops just because I think that New York City Comic Con is going to have the final form Recyclops. So I do want to be a completionist and get all three of those Recyclops. That's just my thought. I can see Funko doing it. It only makes sense since Emerald City Comic Con had the first version of Recyclops. This one's pretty cool. I think it's gonna be same value as the last one, like a $20 pop, nothing too crazy. The Fortnite pop I can see sitting on the shelf forever, eventually going on discount. And then the Marty McFly is going to do the same thing. I don't think that pop's going to do anything. It'll be about retail. All right, so last but not least, we have the Funko Shop Pops. We have the toucan, San Diego Comic Con toucans. There's three of them. There's an astronaut, a red astronaut, and then like a superhero one. We have the 5 set of the Anchorman pops. We have the sodas. We have the Scott Pilgrim pop, the Michelangelo, Harry Potter, Flock Mewtwo, and Jack in the Box. So starting with the toucans, the red one, I think you have to pay like $500 to get that one anyway, so that pop's gonna be a $600 pop, but that's just because it costs so much to get it. So I don't think that's one to really go for. And then the other two toucans I see sitting on Funko Shop's website, like the last one. The last one I thought was going to be a Grail, just because it was the icon or mascot for San Diego Comic-Con, but for whatever reason a lot of people weren't feeling it. It's one I have in my collection, one I do like, but I don't think that putting an astronaut suit or a superhero cape on him is going to make any difference. So definitely one I wouldn't waste your time getting. It's going to be around there for a while, and maybe you can get it on discount with a code Funko Shop uses in the future. The Anchorman pops I do think will end up going up in value. Which one? I really have absolutely no idea. It all depends on what the stock was for each. I personally will be getting the scented one, the Sex Panther one. Definitely a really cool line that I remember from Anchorman. I'm not a huge Will Ferrell fan at all. I don't think he's the funniest comedian, but he definitely has some cool moments. Anchorman's an okay movie for me, but a lot of people love it. So I can see this one selling out, the whole line. I don't know if it's like a bundle, you have to buy them individually, so definitely ones I would keep your eye out for. If you want them, get them pretty quickly, add them to your cart. And yeah, I really have no idea which one's going to be the Grail, just because they're releasing the whole line together, which is pretty weird, and they have 3 Rons in there. So yeah, I don't know, you know, pick your poison, pick the one you like, and see if it goes up, and maybe we'll address them further down the line in the future with another Speculation Saturdays episode. Up next, we have the sodas. And then we have the Scott Pilgrim Pop. The Scott Pilgrim Pop I see being a $10 pop in the future. I have no idea what the fascination with Funko is over Scott Pilgrim. I remember that movie came out when I was working at Blockbuster, so that's how long ago that movie dropped. There's nothing in my mind that makes me think that that movie's still relevant and enough to make a pop for every single convention. I remember working at Blockbuster, and even then when I was working at Blockbuster, people weren't that hyped about that movie. So no idea. If you guys know why there's a fascination for Scott Pilgrim, drop it in the comment section below, but I'm not buying the hype. It's a $10 pop. The Flock Mewtwo, I think it's the same as the Flock Vulpix, is a cool one. I'm looking forward to getting the 10-inch Mewtwo when Target ever releases that, but the Flock one I'm good on. Would have kind of liked that Funko did the Flock Vulpix and Flock Mewtwo before they dropped the common ones, and I might have got the Flock Vulpix. I still think the common Mewtwo is better, so I think people are gonna get it, but it's not gonna go up more than like 15 bucks. The Harry Potter, same deal, $15, $20. It's not too much of an interesting Harry. You know, Harry Potter's Funko's most profitable line that they have, so they're always gonna do a Harry Potter pop, and this one's kind of lackluster to me. I think it's $15 to $20 pop. Same with the Jack in the Box. I am very excited to get the Jack in the Box. We don't have him in my area. I live in Delaware, and I grew up in PA. We didn't have Jack in the Box, but I've been there like twice, and the food was amazing. For whatever sick and twisted reason, they show Jack in the Box commercials here pretty frequently. So I've seen Jack in the Box, the mascot, all the time, but was never able to enjoy the food. But that pop will make it up to me, and I'll definitely be getting that one. Definitely can see it being a $25 to $30 pop. Nothing too crazy, just kind of like all the other Funko Shop exclusive ad icons. And last but not least, we have the Angelo surfboard. So I kind of, I'm coming around to this one. I know I posted on Instagram, I gave it a little sound for it. It's cool. I just think they should have done a skateboard instead of a surfboard. But it being summer, I get it. It's gonna be a surfboard. Mark my words, there's gonna be a skateboard one for New York City Comic Con. That's more the vibe of New York to have a skateboard. And there's, you know, 3 more turtles for them to capitalize on. So save your money if you're not. Save up your money because there's going to be another one available. That's just my thought. But this pop I think is going to be a $60, $70 pop. Definitely one a lot of people are excited to get. And I think that's going to be the one that sells out first on the website, and definitely one I can see going up in the future because the Ninja Turtle Pops all end up going up in value. So definitely one to get. So just to recap, the top 3 pops I think you should keep your eye out on for this convention. If you can get it, it's the Black Lightning, the Angelo surfboard one, and the Sonic and Tails 2-pack. Those I think will be the 3 top pops from this convention, and the worst ones are gonna be Scott Pilgrim, that Steve guy, and that Fortnite Jello thing. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Let me know what pops you're going to be getting. Let me know what your thoughts are on my predictions, and if you think I'm dead wrong on any of them. Again, I know nothing about the amount of stock that's going to be available or anything like that, so it's all bold predictions before there's any drops. I'm just going off the history of other conventions and just the pops in general. Let me know your thoughts. Hit that like button down below, hit the subscribe button, and thanks so much for watching, guys. I do appreciate it. Till next time, I'll see you later.